Radhika, how good to see you here at 9:45 Indian Standard Time.
Yes, sir.
You seem to be slightly disturbed these days. Is that because you have been coming on time?
Well, sir, I have been feeling rather hassled lately. I would like to discuss it with you. When could we talk?
Right away. Tell me, Radhika, what's bothering you?
Well, sir, it's regarding the quarterly report presentation I made at the forum the other day. Did you notice, sir, that I messed it up with a shoddy presentation? People thought I was unprepared. The truth remains that I had worked very hard over 3 days so that I may make it impressive. In fact, was all very plain and clear to me until I had to speak. The moment all attention focused on me, I became nervous. My mind grew anxious and my confidence was soon draining out. I know I had lost it. I'm aware that all this seems silly and childish, but is a fact and I need to overcome this fear.
The slides you presented were testimony of your hard work. It was indeed impressive. The problem you face is not something irredeemable. You can easily tide over it. Nervousness is natural. It is good that you have boldly expressed it and are seeking a solution. I myself was a victim of anxiety.
Really? I cannot imagine you having an anxiety problem, sir. You're such a great public speaker. I have never seen you hesitate or fumble.
That is only because I recognized my potential and understood that there is no reason to feel unsure about myself. I faced similar problems during my earlier days, and at that time, my boss told me about Bhagavad Gita. The knowledge of scriptures is universal and comprehensive. It unravels the mysteries of life, besides analyzing the intriguing mental phenomenon that actually rules our lives. It has relevance to all situations in life with its life transforming tenets and simple techniques for practicing them. The Bhagavad Gita is indeed an unparalleled manual of life. In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna suffers from the same anxiety of fear psychosis. The extreme dejections, stress, and pressures that haunt us today as we face life's challenges in this fiercely competitive world is typified in Arjuna as he feels intimidated by formidable enemy array on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The unrivaled hero who was raring to take on the enemy suddenly finds himself overrun by his own imagined fears. He soon crumbles under the pressure of those emotions, something that he was inconsistent and suicidal to a gallant warrior of his standing. Indeed, life is a continuous fight, but no situation is strong enough to break a person as long as he is facing it dexterously with cool confidence, determination, and mental poise. Our innate tendencies, attitudes, and values are the essence of our behavioral patterns. So, our responses to situations will depend directly on the quality of the inner personality. If we are going to terrified by our own inner weakness and shortcomings, it will most certainly drain our confidence and also undermine all our efforts. For instance, we often find that exactly at a time when we are to summon forth our potential to act with faith and courage, our own inhibitions, fears, and anxiety over the outcome of that action stir up a storm within us. This clouds our reasoning abilities and we find ourselves hopelessly incompetent at the time of action. We simply drawn into a deluge of self-defeating thoughts. Trust me, Radhika, man is blessed with enormous inherent potential to achieve all that he or she wants. But we must be able to draw on this great reservoir of mental energy when the need arises, and such a magazine of mental power can be built up only by entertaining healthy attitudes and values. So, what is required is a thorough re-education of the inner personality along the lines of the greater truths of life. This would bring about a fundamental shift in our perspective, a high vision that is more accommodative and healthy. You know, Radhika, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishnan, who is Arjuna's friend and mentor, helped him to gain such a high vision through a methodical system of amazing techniques. In fact, the lofty values in his inspiring philosophy are not mere directives or a dry list of do's and don'ts. Employing sound logic, every idea is analyzed and presented as in a lab, immediately followed by practical suggestions to apply the same. That's what I really love. If Arjuna is told to stop being anxious and to just perform his duty to the best of his abilities, Lord Krishna doesn't leave it here. He is also taught how to do it. Every aspect of life is covered in its entirety. Thus, through the experiences of Arjuna, not only do these messages empower the common man to face life gracefully, but he is also guided to nobler planes of ampler living and lasting joy.
Yes, but how can I actually start behaving like this? It is easier said than done, sir.
There is something that Krishna said, which I always repeat to myself. Utret Atmana Atmanam, Atmanam Bhava Sadayat. This means lift yourself by yourself. You are responsible for what your mind alone is. Therefore, your best and worst enemy. It all depends on how you empower it. The stanza says, rise above your lower self, that is, of limitations and weakness, to the greater self, that is, of immense power and perfection, which is inherent in you. Once you recognize the potential of perfection that is within you, then you will have nothing to fear or no reason to feel insecure. This elevating process can only be done by you, so lift yourself by yourself.
Wow, that's awesome. I had no clue that Bhagavad Gita had answers to such problems.
Unfortunately, today most of us do not realize the amount of wisdom hidden in our ancient text that can help us in this world of constant change.
Thank you, sir, for awakening me to this ancient wisdom. And I was also wondering if you have the time to tell me about other ways in which the Holy Gita can help me.
I will definitely tell you more about how the Gita can assist you, but office hours are about to begin. Maybe we could meet once every week before office hours to discuss. This will help you to grow out of your anxiety. What do you say?
Of course. Thanks for the advice, sir.